Good evening. I'm Pulvret, and I love PLO. Welcome. As usual, we have 5 card, we have 6 card, no 4 card today. Plenty of action on 5 and 6 cards, so we don't have to sink as low as 4. On table 1, we get this straight card we don't like. The anti-out. But at that price, I will give it a call. Barely. Alright, let's bet diamond on table 5. And okay, let's check it. He had better diamond, he had better pair. Better of everything. Maybe even had a straight. I didn't look so meticulously. Speaking of straight, we have one on table 4. Not straight, but also not the worst straight. I'll make one more call and then this will be decision time on the. Should we just shoot here? Nah, I don't think we can. We have no pair blockers. It feels wrong. But I really wanted to. We have ended up with another lousy straight on table 2. Maybe that can win us a pot. It could, it could. I like that the tables aren't too fragile, and we often dip to 3 or even some heads-up actions, and then they fill up again. Some sites I played is 6-handed. If you drop to 4, you just know the table's gonna break. Let's bet this. Bottom 2 with nut flush draw. Now it's nut flush. Maybe we could have charged more for that. Another 2 pair and nut flush draw. This time top and bottom. And a top set for here. Top set with an open ender. Let's shoot the pot. And our open ender got there. Let's hope that doesn't mean we got to split the pot. Good. Not splitting. Raking it in. Splitting is more like raking out. We have some nut blockers here with a gut shot for the actual nuts. On table 5, I mean. I'm gonna try giving that a raise. A heart or a diamond. No, a heart or a club. Could have been a card to keep shooting with. I don't know. Yeah, I will give it a bet here. Hoping we're up against a set or something. It was a set, but also he also had straight blockers. That made total sense. Table 2, I'm going to keep shooting here. I'm not sure it's advisable. Use the diamonds. At least we picked up an open-ender. And it worked out for us this time. There's a situation developing on table 3 where we 3-bet. We 3-bet the crying queen. And danger 8 came in calling too. So now we 3-handed. Now we have full house blockers. And a lousy flush draw. I'm gonna give it up. I don't like to, but I will. And then another guy from the side was very curious about the river. Something is also developing on table 1, where we got 3-bet. Called as the third guy, with a hand that might not be call worthy. But then we got this trip 7s. I don't know what to make of this. I guess it's just an easy call, right? All other options seemed really weird. Okay. I think this Danny dog might be a fun player. What was going on there? He called twice with a nut flush draw. He had some full house draw too. Lousy full house draw. And then he just decided to block bet the river with pretty much nothing, right? And that was the wrong hand. Okay, we're getting it in a small pot with our beautiful aces on table 5. And we're way ahead. Let's give him twice +1 if he wants it. Yes. Oh no, Danny the dog left us. Let me see if I had time to just color code him. So we'll see if he pops up somewhere else. Yeah, he really did have only his pocket 3s for a bad full house and the ace high flush draw. Wow. Danny dog come back. I'm gonna raise this. On table 4 we have nut flush draw and a gut shot. Okay. And that is a flip for real. We picked up another flush draw. No, another straight draw, I mean, another gut shot. Okay, one each. That was fair. Wrap and flush draw. Table 1. Not a great flush draw, but I think it will do. And do something fun with that. And by fun, I of course mean a check raise. That 10 stopped us in our tracks though. Wait, now we need to click a little bit. Let's bet something small. That worked out. Don't want to go to a showdown with a king high without a struggle. Oh, he only had very little left. And was a very easy call. And we were 100% as well in the end. An open ender on table 5. We have aces on table 1. Not great aces, but our open ender had an extra ace to it, so now we have the nuts. Against Vendays. Yeah, we can bet that 10. Gives us a 2 pair. They are really going at it here. The hoop throwing. Childish. Meanwhile, we got a full house on table 2. Not much of a house, just right, well, not much of a donkey. A bottom set on the straight board on table 2. The board got straighter. Yeah, I want to make the call. Ah, let's bet this one. Bet the flush draw on table 1. I'm just going to call with these aces. Just because they aren't great aces, but the idea is to use them to trap. Now the trap didn't work out, but it's not that they are too bad to get money in, it's just that we can use the worst of them to try and trap the blinds. You know, goad them into squeezing. Works better if they 3-bet more. This Vendace hasn't had a 3-bet yet, whereas Link's Liberal is kind of normal. They both were normal. I would have been easy to just call it. That's how I feel. But now maybe it would have done better as a 3-bet. I'm gonna call with this open-ender. Table 3. Now we 3-bet our aces. And this is not a bad flop for us. But I do think we check it. Since it's bad for, well, it's not bad for our hand, but it's bad for our situation generally. Now our 5-7 is a double gut shot, and we still have the nut flush draw. And we end up with just a pair of aces. I don't think he shouldn't have 7-8. If he has 7-8, how can he stop on the turn? He can't, right? Maybe he can. Who knows what they're capable of. But I feel like the 10 gotta be on our side here. The chat mentioned my new haircut. I cut it myself today. I got fed up with the local barber charging $40. So I bought a hair trimmer for $39. And already the first time I made $1. But now it was the second time, so I'm ahead $41. And at least an hour, I think. Much faster to just do it in the bathroom than to cycle down to the barber. Maybe not the same quality, but I can live with that. It was better this time than the first time anyway. So I guess I'm learning. I don't want anybody out there saying about me that I am not economical. We have ended up with an inside wrap and a gut shot. So what does that make? 13 outs minus 4 diamonds, I guess. Now we have a 2 pair. So I guess we gotta check and see where that gets us. Ah, it was the second best 2 pair. Open ender and a 6 as the blocker on table 4. Of course. Yeah, maybe our aces will end up winning too on table 4. It's good enough to check. We turn a set on table 2. Wow, this butcher find the bet button at last. Since we have a flush draw with our kings here, I guess we should go. Well, we can't go. We're super deep, but we can call. And if this guy raises all in, we're really screwed. Oh no, we're not. The other guy didn't seize the opportunity. Nice, there it is. Our full house got there. Nice getting lucky. Disgusting. If I had only figured out the perfect I'm sorry emoji, I would have sent it, but I don't know. I don't know what I can send without just putting extra salt in the wound. And I'm not sorry enough to start typing. That's not gonna happen. So our little set here will be good for a little bit. Mm. We have a decent 2-pair on table 1. Let's hope we can win with that. Well, we don't get to win with it easily. Without clubs, I guess we have to give up. I quite often talk myself into calling in situations like that. Just because, well, he didn't bet the turn, but there are plenty of flushes that aren't good enough to bet the turn but can bet the river. Or at least I've seen many flushes played like that on those occasions when I have decided to call. I'll give up that flush draw. Here we picked up a couple of blockers and a flush draw. This hand doesn't look too bad. We don't have much as of yet. Alright, we ended up with a flush, so we bet it. I think our ace king was too good to bet. But is it good enough to call? Probably wasn't. But it was so cheap. Maybe what I should have done there was to use the king as a blocker and check raise the river. I wonder how much strong hands he sprinkles into that betting range. Beautiful flop on table 4. Yeah. We're trying a squeeze on table 2. Table 2 we're always at risk for, or risky, or have a chance at something great. With these, we have 2 big stacks next to each other here. Top the nuts on table 1. Nut wheel. The turn is not our suit. Keep a bet on it without full house on table 4. Right, now I like our situation. We have just called with the nuts twice. But we may be in for a split pot anyway. Buttons start working. Right timeout. Good. We got the call and we got the muck. That worked out splendidly. What a fantastic time to be a poker player. On table 3, we have a nice wrap and a couple of backdoor backdoor flush draws. So let's bet that into 3 players. Like there is no tomorrow. No takers. Just a moment, I'm getting a little warm. I'm gonna give this a small bet. I'm not really sure how to handle this situation. This was my least favorite outcome. I probably should have bet a bit more to avoid this situation. Let's check the trips up there. Oh, can't very well fold, can I? And there's no side pot to bluff in here either. We may hold up, who knows? No, we didn't. Well, that was a little optimistic. I think I should have let that pot be on the flop. But if the little stack folds, then maybe we can take it off the big stack. Maybe. Just maybe. He has second nut flush and he has an extra flush blocker, so probably not. Next time we'll just let them have it. They can fight it out between themselves. Right. We have top 3 on table 2 and 1 diamond blocker. Now we have a full house. Quite good looking full house at that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and raise this. And we get to squeeze our aces. Right. Now again, we're in semi-large pot. Let's just go. We have the flush draw on the side as well. I think this one is at least better than the other one. RST is I don't know if to call it impressed, but he has well, he's amazed by the call you are next made in that hand where we flopped the nut straight. And he's calling it the most underbluffed line in the history of poker. And I really love that way of expressing it. I was not counting on that call. I was very happy to see it though, and even more happy to once I got it. I was even more happy to see the muck. The two of them coming together is yeah, it can't be common. I think he woke up this morning and told himself in the mirror, "Today, no one shall bluff me." We have collected a few nice stacks here. On 3 tables, we are more than 400 big blinds. It's nice to see. On table 5 there, I didn't feel like going to showdown with that 2 pair. On table 4, I have a pair of aces and do something. Ends up being a squeeze. And then we flop aces. Rip aces. blocking all the other pairs. Process. Yeah, I wanna bet this one out of position on table 1. And that's a card. Keep shooting with. See that we get the size, okay. Doesn't really matter. It's pretty good as is. There's so many backdoors, 2 backdoor flushes, both for nut flush. And then we also had this backdoor wrapper on the 8. Our aces on table 4 flopped a nut flush draw. Let's give it a half pot. I'm gonna bet this one on table 2. We have a gut shot and a couple of backdoors. Some possibility of getting blockers. Now we have nut straight and not the flush draw that got there, or that turned out rather. But I'm gonna bet this, of course. Bottom set on table 1. I'm gonna check this down now that the board paired. And he had quads. Yeah, now we have 2 sets. I think that's gonna help us on table 1. It did. Good for us. We had one of the other sets. He's angry now. On table 5, We turn wrap, paired board. It also got a flush draw. Oh, we'll bet it. I think good things can happen in this spot. And they did. Table 2, we get bottom 2. Now our bottom 2 it also had a gut shot. Now it has 2 gut shots and a not flush draw. And that missed it all. See if we can check it down against some sort of heart draw. We will never know, but we won it. Let's 3-bet these kings. Just because you are next, absolutely hates 4-betting. His 4-bet, he hasn't 4-bet once in 300 hands here, but we look at the 6-card table where we have 3,000 hands. His 4-bet range is 0.2%. That's only the absolute best aces, I guess. Or it could even be misclicks. All right. This seems to be working out in our favor. We flop a set of kings and an open-ender. He has straight draws down there. Wrap. Oh, the ace gave him more straight draws. Yeah, of course, of course. His wrap became a wrap on steroids with the ace. Nice hand. So we got a small splash pot on table 2. And we hit 2 sets in that. Though the real pot is already dwarfed in the 6 big blinds, so they shouldn't have much effect on it. But maybe that's why the 6 big blinds may be why we are 4 plays to the flop. Although that is not so uncommon. Now the most likely straight draw got there. Let's check that, and then it's just filling up with more straight draws, with more straight cards. So that's that. We do have nut straight and flush draw. Now only nut straight. Does this guy ever raise the river? Let's try a small one. He did not. Maybe we should have given that a bigger bet. Yes, I think so. I think that if we don't have spades and have an ace, we do the small bet. But now we have block spades, but not the ace, so he probably has some sort of two pair. But anyway, you know, like a value combination. So he's not going to be raising our small bet. And if he has ace jack, we'll likely ace jack or maybe even a worse two pair. At least as long as it's a two pair with ace, we can get paid more than a third pot. I think we left some money on the table there. All right, we revert a full house. Table 4. We're going to cowardly call it. And that was just as well. Ah, yeah, that was a splash pot too. Yeah, let's go out of line a little bit and bet that. That immediately did not work out. Bada bang, cold 4-bet us. Good, he moved all in. Then we can get away from it, I believe. We would have been doing fine here. Well, really fine now, but even before we had two of our flushes open. That's a nice turn on table 5. We check the king flop against 3 opponents and then bam. Some days playing poker, you feel like a fly chased around. But today we are the rolled up magazine. Just bam, 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 bam. Hitting everything. And a full house on table 4. So we'll try a small bet. On table 2, we flop blockers to the straight. Let's fold that. Here we get it in, of course. Then check. Give up our blockers there. No one called races. Got in really fine against Bada Bang. Bada Bang. Tiny full house here on the river. Tiny full house, tiny bet. No calls. Top 2 on table 2. Couple of backdoor flushes. Should say backdoor flush draws. That will do. Now our top 2 became full house blockers on table 2. I'm gonna go ahead and bet that jack. He got a call there. Okay, well done. Flush against flush versus you are next. We were next. Yesterday I played at a table where this logo was missing. This symbol. The icon. I don't know the exact correct word for it. But anyway, the leaderboard, I was wondering if that meant that table wasn't counting towards the leaderboard or if it was just a bug. Oh yeah, okay. Betting in bottom set, table 4. We end up with a straight there. Same straight. Now the set now on table 1. Alright, he checked back. Can we then assume that he does not have aces? We do have a 10 high straight here, but not a flush. That's good enough to check. Alright. I'm going to post the stream and maybe pop up a table or two more. It's been lovely having you. Thanks for watching.